right. We are on the air, hopefully. I always hope I'm going live and then doing everything correctly. Looks like I have. Yay. Welcome. It's Tuesday night. The entire world is blowing up. Like literally, there's a Yellowstone's blowing up today. You guys saw that. That looked pretty crazy. Here we go. There was a big eruption at a geyser located in Biscuit Basin. Let me share. Peek at this to start out with. People running like, oh no, that's not what it's supposed to look like. See if stuff starts coming down on them. I bet you they're still not far enough away. Crap, you guys can't hear this, can you? I didn't click the button over to hear it. Hang on. Oh, well, we'll start it over again. Oh, you know what? I bet you I didn't even share it. Bad. There we go. I got to make sure it automatically shares stuff. I'm horrible. I did it all wrong. Good thing it's going to start over again. Here we go. Now you're seeing it. Yes. And one person was sitting. Oh, the rocks are falling. Oh my God. Wow, look at that. Holy moly. I bet you do, Michael. More ways than one, since I believe you're probably still here. That was crazy. Look at that. Yeah, that was... So Biscuit Basin at Yellowstone had a big old blow up today. Pretty wild, considering all the other stuff that's blowing up around the country. So, yeah. I saw this last night. This was 2 days ago. A bunch of people were still stuck, even though it's been multiple days. Rewind this. There are still people stuck at Hartselle, or at Atlanta's airport, basically. Atlanta Delta passengers are stuck in Atlanta days on end, still because of the thing. I mean, there's been people that have been there for 4 days. Families, everybody, the rental cars are checked out. All the hotels are done. People are standing in 4 and 5 hour lines to get service, and there's just no. All right, you know what? Make it here. Okay. Keep thinking I've shared something and then I'm not sharing it. So let me make sure this works here. Sorry, guys. I turned this off the other day because I didn't want it to share automatically, but now I'm thinking it's sharing automatically, but it's not sharing automatically. A mess. There we go. Not sharing automatically. Okay, so here's a scene a couple days ago, 2 days ago, or yesterday from Atlanta's airport. People's baggage are still being held. Nobody's able to get their bags. Nobody's able to find a rental car or a hotel around the area. Seattle, it sounded like Seattle is pretty log jammed too. So this is still part of the CrowdStrike thing. What I'm hearing, funny story about CrowdStrike. We talked about CrowdStrike. A friend of mine said, "Oh, I sure hope they're held accountable." And I just laughed and I said, "Yeah, held accountable. Sure, they'll be held accountable. They're head of security there was the assistant director to the FBI under Obama and a 24-year FBI employee. So, their stock is down some. It's down under 300. It was 340 something. It's down to 264. So they are being held responsible stock price wise, but not any other way so far. And you just got to wonder what I mean, I don't know. That just seems really odd. The whole thing seems really odd that all of a sudden there's this giant IT outage the day after. All right, so as some of you know, some of you don't. So the name of this channel, Mistakes Were Made, is about our show. We created a show. It's been over a year now, and we're slowly filming it. In fact, tonight we sent out a message to do some more filming. Got some dates set for some more filming. And what it's about is, let's say the government decides, it's a comedy show, that if the government decides to set up another federal bureau targeting misinformation. So they set up the Bureau Undermining Misinformation. And I don't know if you guys saw my YouTube, I will show you my thumbnail for today because I kind of appreciate up my thumbnail. Not this thumbnail, my YouTube thumbnail. I know, that's a bad joke, wasn't it? I got bad jokes for days. So here is my thumbnail. And you can see there is the federal government bum lead agent, right? I figured that was a pretty appropriate put on there. And so why am I bringing this up? One, because I want to bring it up all the time because I want people to watch it when we actually get it done, or at least when we get the dang trailer and the pilot and everything done. Be cool if people watched it. But I also bring it up because we look at the landscape of media now with mainstream media and what they've done to us over the last few years. And the reason I wrote the whole show and everything was about all this talk about misinformation and what was misinformation during the whole pandemic, and what was misinformation about the election, and what was misinformation about this and that, right? And who gets to decide what's misinformation? And so then we have, and then the Twitter files is one of the other reasons, which was when it was discovered that our federal government's been all over Twitter for years saying, take this person down, this person is misinformation, basically doing what, subverting everyone's First Amendment rights. That's what it comes down to. But then we get this. There was a Twitter last night that basically said Biden is on his deathbed and he's not supposed to, he won't be making it. Now, there are things out there that say he's having medical emergency in Las Vegas. And we know that we're not going to get the real story from the mainstream media. But when people share things like that and just, big accounts, like accounts that you want to believe, right? You want them to be right. You want them to verify their information. And then we get, oh, he's on his deathbed. And then, I mean, I'm not saying the guy's in perfect health, right? He's not. He's very far from it. I don't know if he'll make it all the way through the year, honestly, as president. He might step down. That might be on his cards. But he's walking. He's not saying anything. But he is moving. He's walking. It's not, so when we have this, everybody goes crazy over these conspiracies, and then we have these accounts that, just come out of nowhere, and people just take what they say as gospel and spread it around. Then, I'm trying to find it because that they actually deleted their account, right? So they put this thing up. They trying to find it here. And of course, I mean, there is enough real life information that we have out there that we don't need to go wacko on weird stuff. Is all I'm saying. Because, I mean, I thought there were pictures of this account. So, this account puts this thing up and people just like, oh my gosh. And, it's unverified stuff. And that's how the government gives us an agency that will vet people's posts on social media and decide what is real news and what isn't. So it would be nice if people would be careful. The whole, I don't know, it's all suspect though. We're not being told anything. You get, you have the Democratic Party go through an entire primary season, and you have a primary election, and people go and vote in the primary, and then it just gets decided that this person's not, they're not actually going to. Here's this person instead, and the delegates for the Democratic Party go, okay, we can have that person then. Where is the process? And where is the process that lets people have a say in this process to get a new nominee for Democrats? It just doesn't make any sense. Like, yeah, I'm trying to find one. Here's, this. When was this posted? This was posted July 22nd. Now there's still questions. There's real questions about what happened in Vegas, right? I mean, people are doing actual journalism about Vegas. And they're hearing from police officers that were on the detail that all of a sudden there was change of plans. They were going to take Joe to the hospital, and then they decided, nope, we're just going to go to the plane. But there was a rush to get a bunch of officers to this area. And so we're hearing things about this, but we don't know what's true and what's not. And of course, the actual government folks know that they don't have to tell us the truth any longer. Oh no, I know. I know he dropped out of the race. I'm saying that the way he dropped out of the race and all of the intrigue leading up, because we haven't heard, I mean, we've heard him on the phone and we saw him today for the first time. What I'm saying is people have came out last night and said he was on his deathbed, like this one. And this person, Laura Loomer, it's another whole thing I'm not even going to get into. But Joe Biden is now in terminal stage of his illness. That's why his medical source at DSC has confirmed to me. Told you all weeks ago he had medical emergency on Air Force One, and that you'd see resignations. Everything I said is true. Most people don't know Air Force One is a full medical emergency triage center on the plane. So I don't know. And maybe he did. Maybe he had a medical emergency in Las Vegas, but he did get on the plane today. He's still the president, although we'll see how long that lasts. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reporting on this medical emergency that happened in Vegas, and this happened. He basically said, "I'm staying in the race. I'm staying in the race. I'm staying in the race," and then eventually they got to him. Eventually, the powers that be said, "Nope, you're done," which is just still, I mean, that just shows you. I don't think so. Yeah, I know there are, you can absolutely place bets on the on elections. There's a whole betting circuit. See what we can find. Bets. I know there's betting odds. Now, I know there's betting odds, and so he was supposedly in Vegas last Wednesday. Last Wednesday he was in Las Vegas, so that would have been the 17th. And then supposedly he had a medical emergency in Las Vegas. But so that was the reports. The reports initially came out, and I remember hearing this. I remember saw this when he was coming out, and they said, "Oh, he had this medical emergency. He's going to be rushed to the hospital when he gets back." And then he walked off the plane. He walked off the plane really, really slowly and really badly, but he walked off the plane. And then we get these reports always on his deathbed. But he's only been in public a few times. But they did say he had COVID, and he's an 80-year-old person. So COVID could, I mean, it knocks the crap out of people sometimes. It's not, doesn't always, sometimes it knocks you out, sometimes it doesn't. I don't, so it's weird. Then you hear, I'm staying in a race, I'm staying in a race, and then we get his letter that says it's not in any kind of stationery, it's not in any kind of official letterhead, and then his signature looks weird. Asian letter. Did I spell that right? Yeah, I mean, look at this thing. This is weird. Oh yeah, no, I the times I've gotten it a couple times, and it gave me a horrible rash, like on my arms, and like, so that's how I know I got it the second time because I got the same darn rash. I mean, it was really weird, and I was coughing a bit and stuff. So, but yeah, look at this. I mean, it looks like it's done on a typewriter. It's just Joseph R. Biden. It's not, and maybe but you would think it'd be on at least campaign letterhead or something. And that doesn't look like his normal signature. And then we don't, supposedly tomorrow night he's supposed to announce guess this was July 8th. So all right, well, no, this one makes a good point. He didn't use letterhead when he wrote about the congressional Dems running in the thing. So we did that on July 8th. So maybe they're right. And then so he drops out of the race. Okay, he does drop out of the race. He's gone. He even said on the phone he was gone. But what do you think him immediately turning around and endorsing Kamala Harris is? That is his finger to Barack Obama saying, you might have knocked me out, but I still am in control." And you notice that he put most of the Democratic Party in a tough spot, right? Because by him endorsing Kamala Harris, he's now put it out there that this is who I'm endorsing. I was the nominee, and now I'm going to endorse this. And plus, you can't replace her with Gavin Newsom. There is no way you could replace Kamala Harris with oh yeah, there's no way you could replace Kamala Harris with a white guy. There is absolutely no way in the world that would even happen. Yeah. Oh, but she's probably both. She's probably possessed and she's pissed. Oh man, yeah, this it's funny because her and Hunter became like they wrapped their arms around him and created this wall around Joe that said, "Nope, we are not getting you're not getting around this." And so it's just crazy how fast this is all happening. We get, "No, I'm staying in the race," then the letter, then endorsing Kamala. Here Here was Barack's response. Now everybody came out, or a lot of people came out. Gavin Newsom, um, Gretchen Whitmer from Michigan, I believe, has put out a statement, and Pelosi and Schumer. How Schumer's reaction was funny, but Barack's is a little bit different of a reaction. So we will be navigating uncharted waters in the days ahead, but I have extraordinary confidence that the leaders of our party will be able to create a process from which an outstanding nominee emerges. So he's not endorsing Kamala. He's not coming out and saying, I don't I don't know why he would not. I mean, unless he thoughts the process is ridiculous, which it is. Let's look at Schumer. You got to see this. This is hilarious. I mean, he makes this crap up. This is humor on this.
So now that the process is played out from the
Okay, so let's just stop right there. Go back and listen to that again. So, been 3 days. 3 days. Joe dropped out, said, "I think you guys should have Kamala Harris." Bunch of the muckety mucks in the Democratic Party come out and said, "Yeah, Kamala Harris. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea." And some bunch of the Democratic delegates say, "Yeah, Kamala, that's wonderful." So in 3 days, according to Senator Schumer, the process has already played out. The entire process is done. It's played out, and this is your new nominee. Like it or not, Democrats.
So now that the process is played out.
Condon. Oh, but it gets better because he describes exactly what process he thinks is played out.
From the grassroots bottom up.
Really?
Grassroots bottom up.
Hear that one more time. One more time, Senator Schumer.
From the grassroots bottom up.
You're telling me that the top people in the Democrat Party have picked a new Democratic nominee for president without any input, basically at all, just from it went from this nominee to this nominee, and from the grassroots up, process is over.
We are here today to throw our support behind Vice President Kamala Harris. I'm clapping. You don't have to.
Oh my God. Now this reminds me of something. Find it real quick. I did a bunch of running around after work, so I didn't have a bunch of pro time to let's see how different this is here. Okay, so here we go. Let me find the spot. All right, so here we go. All right, so here's this one. We'll go back a little bit.
In the business of creating a more peaceful world. Please clap.
So there's that one. So we got Jeb back in 2016. And then we got
The grassroots bottom up. We are here today to throw our support behind Vice President Kamala Harris. I'm clapping. You don't have to.
Oh, this has got to be a video. I got to do this as a video, don't I? Oh, yeah. No, exactly. Some of that, we will never have. And 2016, I mean, this stuff is crazy right now, right? This stuff is nuts. This stuff is ridiculous. The stuff we were going through right now is insane, right? People, the presidential candidate dropping out, we've known for the last 2 years that has cognitive issues, that his brain is not functioning on a normal level. And when you say that to media, you get scolded. You get said, no, you can't say that. He's fine. He's sharp as a tack, sharp as a tack. That was the media. A bunch of people in the media came out and said, sharp as a tack. And then he has the debate and all they go, oh my God, I can't believe they hid that from us. I can't believe that we were lied to and we weren't told. Come on. Come on, man. You want to talk about misinformation? That's all you guys do. We got all this craziness. We got people shooting. And I mean, there was a lot. The assassination attempt. But 2016. Oh my God. The freaking Republican. I mean, we knew who the Democrat nominee was going to be. And we knew that was going to. Well, no, we didn't because they had to force Hillary in there, right? But my gosh, those Republican debates were some of the funniest political debates that we've ever seen. Those things were hilarious. And there was one guy that did a bunch of takeoffs on those debates that was just, I mean, Donald Trump was the meme president. Like he was memed into office. Like there's just no denying that. The way he squeaked through was by people just by him being memed into the office. That's what it was. And people lost their damn minds. They they tried every single way to buck the system to try to get, they're like, you're a member of the Electoral College, but you don't have to vote for him. You remember they're trying to get people to switch their votes. They're doing all kinds of stuff. But, the Republicans are the party that, is a threat to democracy. But anyway, the statement just blew me away today, though. Hey, I left.
You don't have to. Vice President.
I mean,
Laid out.
where'd it go? Okay. Oh, I guess I closed it. Oh, yeah. Dummy. So anyway, there we go. There it is.
Played out from the
now that the process is played out from the grassroots,
bottom up, we are here today to throw our support behind Vice President Kamala Harris. I'm clapping. You don't have to.
Oh man, I am gonna mix that up. I'm gonna make a video out of that. Yeah, and then you got Obama. Oh yeah, Hakeem Jeffries has done that. He's gone out and said, yes, I'll support Kamala. And so this is, I mean, that's Biden just flipping his middle finger. Like I am still in control. I am still in control of this. You might have pushed me out of this race, but I'm going to get the last laugh. But then oh, yeah. So there was and I kind of heard about that there was a Wall Street guy who placed a huge bet on Trump to win. Everybody called him crazy, and he made about $20 million in return. Ann Coulter, early in the campaign, find that she went on Bill Maher's show and got laughed at. Let's see. Yep. So she got laughed at. This was 2015, like way before all this stuff. So here's a little clip from Bill Maher back then. Ann Coulter.
And which Republican candidate has the best chance of winning the general election?
Of the declared ones right now, Donald Trump.
Yeah. Look at them. Look at them.
And which
They're like, you know, and she has since turned around and she is no longer a fan of the president. Here's a little longer. Let's take a little,
Of
take
the
a little
declared
longer.
ones right now, Donald Trump.
See the rest of the folks here.
I especially like
what about of all of them? I mean,
the
Scott
fake
Walker.
laughter from the audience.
Scott Walker, would you say?
Of the ones who aren't declared, no, Romney Walker's my ticket.
Romney Walker. See.
So, yep. She's like, nope. And then Joy Reid, she wasn't laughing after the results. Yeah, anyway. Insane. But she knew it. She knew at the time. Like I said, she was a, you know, she wanted a way more of the wall built. She wanted way more of the, and she even said, you know, that they're not getting enough done. So the next person that's going to come in is going to be able to undo all the stuff that they've done. And that's basically what happened. Didn't take long. You have to take medication. Got to set reminders. So now, but yeah, they laughed at her. They said, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're saying that Donald Trump is in the position. Can't be serious." That whole election, 2016. Oh my gosh, that was so funny. I mean, it was just so absurd. And you know, I don't know. People are just, you know, I think it's, you know, being of Generation X, it just seemed like everything got to the point where, you know, Generation X, Generation Extreme, everything is extreme. Everything's got to be extreme. So now we got to this point where, you know, just being extreme isn't enough. It's got to be world changing. So people just need to calm the hell down. Calm their shit down. That's what I'm. All right. Then today we had found out a bit more about the assassination attempt. So the House had another hearing today. We can catch some of this. Yesterday, Kimberly Cheadle testified in front of the oversight committee and said that, you know, she's gonna look to get answers, and then this morning she resigned. And so then this morning we have another House committee, and I don't spelled it wrong. So there was a hearing about examining the assassination attempt warning, and they invited so there was a colonel from the Pennsylvania State Police. This isn't bringing up in. We had a colonel testify from the Pennsylvania State Police. you know, I had more than 5 minutes. I could have done better prep. I promise. So we did find out that the shooter did get off 8 shots. That was confirmed today. And I know that had been speculating. That had been speculated, but he confirmed today that there were 8 shots. And this in. Yeah, so here's a little bit of this, and we'll kind of skip through this, but here's a little bit of it.
Do they typically have 2 control rooms or 2 sort of tactical operations?
So we did hear that the Butler folks were in charge of some part of the outside. They were supposedly in charge of that building. There are only 2 people in that building, and then not everybody was on the same
services in their sort of spot, and the local law enforcement is in their sort of command center. Is that how it's typically done?
I would say from my experience and from state police operations, to include this event as planned in our operations plan, we had integrated communications by having our PSP personnel in the Secret Service command post.
So there were Secret Service command posts that had Pennsylvania State Police in there, but not necessarily having the Butler people in there. Now, what is this? So this is more questioning. Let's see what this is here. The production value here is something. I like it. This, and I understand. Nope. Let me hit it.
As a modern day Hitler, are you surprised, sir, that a lot of Americans are like, maybe there's more to this story?
Was I not sharing that? Damn it, I might not have been sharing that. I might have. Damn it, I hope I was. This is what I was watching.
I'm gonna say it. Are you aware, sir, that many Americans believe this was very likely not a lone shooter, but a coordinated assassination attempt? Have you been getting those messages from people like I have?
I have not, sir.
You haven't? Well, there's a lot of people in this room that have been getting the same messages. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that a lot of Americans are like, this doesn't add up, this doesn't make sense, guys? How could this many things have gone wrong, right? Like the things I pointed out, a 20-year-old kid, got 150 yards of the
because we're not getting the information.
Flew a drone to conduct.
Yeah, the production value there is wonderful. But yeah, people are going to fill in their own information, right? And so, and that's where we need, valuable people in the press to push these people for the correct information, right? We need the right information, and we don't get it any longer. If there's any more. I mean, there was a lot more information that came out of this hearing today, and it was long. It was like 3 rounds of questioning from all that. And then here's him addressing the sloped roof thing. This is. Why would the Secret Service leave a building 150 yards from their assigned target? Oh, I'm not sharing it again. Gosh darn it. I am dumb tonight. I am so dumb tonight. I apologize. That's twice now.
Could
Okay.
you share a little
Let's
bit of
watch
insight?
this
I appreciate
again.
the timeline, but could you share a little bit, because I only have about a
I
minute.
apologize.
Yeah, the specific to the AGR building.
So on that walkthrough, our area commander asked specifically who was responsible for the AGR building, and we were told that Butler ESU was responsible for that area by several Secret Service agents on that walkthrough.
You don't put a building 150 yards away from your target that you are protecting. You don't leave that up to the local PD. You just don't. You don't. That's not how this works. So it will be good to eventually get the full thing and hear why. And I'm pretty sure it's because they were short staffed. I'm pretty sure that it's because there was not. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure there was not a complement of regular Secret Service people. Yes, in this hearing today, we got more information than 5 hours of Beatles hearing yesterday. I loved it when they said she should go back to guarding Doritos. That was good.
Okay.
And then,
All right.
yeah. So, and then to find out that he got 8 shots off of the information that, and then, the timeline, like, this guy couldn't really give us a directive on the timeline, but he did confirm some other stuff too. He confirmed that they saw him early. They saw him about a half hour before. Thank you. Yes, we are all works in progress. They saw him a half hour before. They targeted him as a suspicious individual. There were 3 other people that they targeted as suspicious. So there were 4 people that they were watching on the thing. They saw him with the rangefinder. They took a picture of him. That picture was then sent to the Butler folks took a picture, sent the picture to their contact at the state police of Pennsylvania State Police. Pennsylvania State Police the person who got it was in the command center. Showed it to the Secret Service in the command center. Secret Service at the command center said, send that picture, text that picture to this number, which is another Secret Service person. And then that was it. Then we find out they see him on the roof. We heard one of the early stories was that, the cop was boosted up on the roof by another cop, and he kind of grabbed a hold and he pulled himself up. And then, so now he's got his head above the roof and he's been boosted up there, right? So now he's no longer in contact with the person who boosted him up. So he's looking over the threshold of the roof. He spots Crooks. Crooks turns the gun on him, and then he jumps back down, possibly injuring his ankle. That didn't come out today, but we'd heard it injured his ankle. And then that is when Crooks turned around and hurriedly fired off his shots, right? So the initial thing made it sound like it was, it happened quickly. Like within seconds of him seeing that cop, he got his rounds off. State police officer today said no, it was minutes. It was minutes between the time that Crooks on the roof pointed his gun at the two police officers and he fired his shots off. So probably two to 3 minutes at the most is what he said. Could have been 1 minute, 2 minutes, but it was not seconds like we were initially told. Or, the initial stories out there that it was seconds later that he fired his shots. No, it was actual a minute or two. So that tells me that we don't have proper communications. The communications was not proper. That there is if you're going to rely on folks to secure part of the property, then you need to be able to communicate with them, right? And so this 3-level communication just doesn't work. It never works. So, I mean, I don't know that, and not getting this information is why people come up with all kinds of speculation on the whys and the hows and what is going on. So and this is funny. So now we see that TikTok decided that let's see, Margaret. Yes, I have serious concerns about reports Department of Homeland Security investigates were used to assist Secret Service. They protect Trump. Yeah, no, exactly. What were they there for? Why the whole thing? I mean, it's crazy. This kid, this 20-year-old kid, and then I don't know, more is going to come out about this. I bet you eventually we hear that we knew about him. Oh, you knew about him beforehand, huh? Sure. All right, and now we have TikTok, which basically gone from cringe to cool in 24 hours. Fan Jones studied Kamala Harris's TikTok phenomenon. So, Kamala Harris is extremely popular on TikTok. Here's one video with 1.1 million likes, 5.7 million views. It's insane. It's insane how fast social media can turn things. This is how fast their narrative can change and how fast they can influence people. So this is what we're up against. This is what, having that much, and obviously TikTok, there's not a lot of older folks on TikTok. It is definitely a younger person's thing. I'm not on TikTok. I probably won't ever be on TikTok, but what else? What else caught my eye today? Hello. Oh yeah, this one. So it's also come out. Not that we hoped it wouldn't, but dun dun dun. I'll share it this time. That the 3 troopers associated with the John O'Keefe Karen Reed case are facing an internal affairs investigation related to potential violations of department policy. 3 received text from Michael Proctor. Who that is? Let's take a peek. 5 investigates is confirmed with Massachusetts police that 2 troopers working with the Norfolk District Attorney's Office are under internal investigation. 3rd trooper, let me see if I can get a little bigger. There we go. A Trooper was investigated and allegations been classified as unfounded. Oh, okay. I hadn't read this yet. So all 3 troopers communicated by text with Michael Proctor, who sent disparaging messages about Karen Reed on his personal cell phone. Friends and state police colleagues. Reed was charged in the death of her boyfriend, Boston police officer John O'Keefe. The first trial ended in a hung jury earlier this month. A new trial date has been scheduled for January. We'll see how that goes through. Massachusetts State Police confirmed that Lieutenant Brian Tully, Lieutenant John Fanning, and Sergeant Yuri Buchanek are each the subject of an active internal affairs investigation. Oh, okay. The department respectfully declines further comment in fairness to the integrity of the process and pending investigative outcomes. Troopers remain on full duty at this time. Obviously, because Buchanek has been going around to different people's houses that post things on social media he doesn't like and talking to them about it, that's just insane. I mean, that's not your job, buddy. The department's internal affairs investigation determined there was insufficient evidence to prove or disprove allegation that Lieutenant Fanning violated rules and regulations by failing to uphold responsibilities of a supervisory member. That's just ridiculous. So the investigation into John Fanning is no longer active. Allegations have been classified as unfounded. Detective Lieutenant Tully is the Norfolk County State Police Detective Unit Commander. Testified in the murder trial. Tully discussed the messages sent by Trooper Proctor, who was suspended without pay earlier this month. Lieutenant Tully said he immediately reported Proctor's Texas State Police Command. Ooh, did he? Sergeant Buchanek is a Mass State Police Detective Sergeant, served as Trooper Proctor's supervisor, who testified in the trial in June that Reed told him she was framed. Lieutenant John Fanning also works with Norfolk County DA's office. State police not say what the troopers are being investigated for, only generally speaking, the purpose of an internal affairs investigation is to determine compliance with department regulation. Yeah. There ain't nothing going to happen to these guys. Sorry. Let's see. Did you see people were wondering why so many American flags were at the half-mast around D.C.? Not for Biden, but Congressman. Sheila Jackson Lee. Yes. No, there was. Yeah. No. Yeah, he is. Bukaki is more like the Russian KVD. He is, man. He is something. Like that's, I know they're your friends, but come on, man. Yeah, no, Sheila, and so, she was there were a lot of people on both sides that really that she did a lot of good stuff on the oversight committee. So, at the hearing yesterday and the hearing today, they were saying that she had done a lot of work. So, might not always agreed a lot of her pronouncements, but people kept voting for her. So, what can you do? So, I think that's it. I think we'll probably wrap it there. Had a nice hour here this evening. Just wanted to pop on. Got a couple other things we'll save for Thursday. I think we'll be back on Thursday. Feds are watching. They're always watching. They're always looking out. Yeah, tomorrow night I'm going to actually sit down, work on a trailer for our little show. So we can, maybe get that, get some buzz going about that. So yeah, please, if can, please give us a like, subscribe to our channel, please. We were doing really good. We were bumping along, and then we got to like the 467 mark, and it's just stopped. It's like nobody else is subscribing. So yeah, if you get a chance, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to, if you're watching on Rumble, subscribe there. And yeah, we're gonna keep doing this no matter what. So, all right, I think that'll do it for tonight. Gonna work on some. Yeah, they're always watching. I figure we'll be on a list eventually. Thank you, Margaret. Yeah, I figure we'll all be on a list eventually. Me especially, since I wrote the damn thing. But yeah, I bet you there's going to be more. We'll have more crazy news by Thursday. Biden's supposed to talk tomorrow night, so we'll go over Biden's speech tomorrow night, what he has to say, and we'll go from there. So, all right. Thank you, everyone, and we will see you next time.